on fire. I'm Nordic night. The world is cold. We stand surrounded. We are not alone. Within my reverie, there's holy light. Without a number, we stand and fight. Oh, 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 we are not alone. Oh, we are not alone.
Welcome everybody to the PPR channel. It is Monday night and we are going live because I have something special planned for you. You've noticed from the description, it's getting close to that time of year for Christmas movies. Now, if you're like me and you like horror and you don't like Hallmark movies, then we're going to provide for you another option filled with killer Santas, killer sharks, and demon possession. How does that sound? What do you think, Boo Bear? Does that sound better than something you find on Hallmark?
Yes. Well, I mean, our tradition is to watch Tales from the Crypt while we play Santa Claus.
Yes, that is true. Hey, Shannon, welcome. Glad that you are here hanging out with us. We're going to give some of my Christmas horror movie recommendations tonight. So we're going to wait for a little bit, let some people hop on into chat, and then we are going to kick things off with it. But yeah, Bethany, it's almost time for us to hit things off and start watching Tales from the Crypt.
Yep, usually day after Thanksgiving is when you and I start.
Yep, so we'll get it queued up this weekend. And, one of those famous episodes is actually in my list, and I'm sure you probably know which one I am talking about.
The Cards?
No, not that one. You'll recognize it when I see it. So I still can't believe you don't know which one I'm talking about. It's like a famous Tales from the Crypt Christmas.
And All Through the House?
Yes, that one is.
That was also in the movie.
Yes, it was. We're going to talk about the movie too. Hey, PW.
Hey, PW. There she is.
She is in here.
Okay, here's a question I have for you and anybody in chat. Does anybody else, when you think about like the Christmas specials that we watched as kids, is it just me or does it make you all depressed?
Like what Christmas special?
Pick one. They all just make me depressed.
Like Charlie Brown?
Kind of.
Why does Charlie Brown make you depressed?
I don't know. I don't know. Probably because I did not have that great of Christmas as a child. So,
Well, you know what I always wanted? So, I'm sure everybody remembers because we grew up on this, the Santa and Rudolph kind of claymation show.
yeah, I remember those. Yes.
Oh my gosh. And you know how they had the abominable snowman?
Bumble.
Yeah. So my dream as a kid was I wanted a Christmas horror version of one of those things where the abominable snowman went crazy and just started like ripping all the claymation people apart, and you had claymation blood and like killing all the reindeers and stuff like that. Like I wanted to see absolute claymation Christmas carnage, but I never got it as a kid.
Well, if you remember in Rudolph, didn't you have a scene where that kind of happened?
Yeah, there was a little one like that, but I'm not talking a little bit. I'm talking like full on rabid creature feature, abominable snowman, just terrorizing the North Pole and just destroying all of those little annoying elves. Like, even as a kid in that show, I could not stand the elves. For some reason, they annoyed me.
For me, it was the reindeer, but I get you.
And that obnoxious sound Rudolph's nose made when it lit up, that you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That was obnoxious.
Well, wouldn't you be describing a Yeti and not the abominable snowman, or is there a difference?
I think they're pretty much the same thing, but yes, if we're going to be more technical, a Yeti.
Okay.
We'll have a Yeti, and in that one he was blue because he was cold, I guess. But yeah, that's what I wanted to see. So that's why I was always drawn to Christmas horror movies, and I wanted to see some carnage in Christmas. So that's what we are going to present to you tonight, is some bloody carnage. And now, all of these movies I am recommending, I've seen them all. Like, there are tons of Christmas horror movies out there. You can just do a search and you're going to find all kinds of stuff, from like really good to really crappy. So I'm picking ones that you have seen, that I have seen. And just as a disclaimer, on this list, I'm not including Gremlins because everybody knows that one. I'm not including Nightmare Before Christmas because everybody knows that one. I'm not doing Scrooged or Christmas Carol, anything like that. This is going to be stuff that you may or may not have heard of. I'm pretty sure some of them you will not have ever heard of. And that's the point of this, to give you some new Christmas horror movies to watch this upcoming month for the Christmas season. How's that sound, Boo Bear?
That sounds good, but we're not at Christmas yet. Like, Thanksgiving is Thursday. Shouldn't we be going over the Thanksgiving?
We already did Thanksgiving.
But shouldn't we go over it again?
No, already did that. I'm doing this in advance so people can plan.
You're also going to have to cover New Year's horror movies.
Yeah, we'll do that later because there are New Year's horror movies, believe it or not. And there's not a lot of them, just like there's not a lot of Thanksgiving horror movies. There's not a lot of New Year's horror movies, but there are some that are actually pretty good and worth watching. So that's something that we can cover maybe a little later. And we can give you Zeke's horror movies to ring in the new year. How does that sound?
That sounds good, but no, you never watched The Twilight Zone with me.
No, that's one we haven't watched together. We've watched a few episodes, but it hasn't been like a tradition.
No, it's my tradition, but you haven't caught on to it.
You've never let me in on it.
You have a tendency to ruin things.
You hear that, folks?
I love you, but you do.
She does not let me in on her tradition. She's scared I'm going to ruin it.
Because you ruined every romantic sweet thing I've tried to do for you, you've kind of doused it in gasoline and lit it on fire.
Now, look, okay, I tried to do something very special on the Thanksgiving show and promote your recipes.
Again, I would never make those. Those are not my recipes. I would never ever think of making a turkey that has been basting in Powerade.
But you did.
No, I didn't. I would never do that.
The barn floor.
Don't have a barn.
So I saw Dustin pop up in the chat. So he is maybe popping in and out, but he'll be around a little bit. So are you going to cover any of the episodes of Tales from the Crypt that you and I watch every Christmas season? Just one, just that one for people to start out with.
But that's not even the best one that I would recommend.
Well, we're just talking about Christmas themed.
You know, but isn't that relative though? I mean, everybody has their own holiday traditions.
Well, we're not talking about holiday traditions. I'm specifically talking about Christmas themed horror movies. Did you not see the title of this live stream?
No, I didn't actually.
It's about Zeke's Christmas horror movie picks, not Zeke's Christmas traditions, not Bethany's Christmas traditions, Christmas horror movie picks.
Yes, but you pick the worst of the worst movies, like
No,
the
I
toilet movie that you made me sit through, that you were quiet through until the very end when you said that was the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yes. So for those of you who don't know, I write movie reviews for a magazine called Mixed Alternative Magazine. The title of the series or the column is "What the Hell Did I Just Watch?" And I review the worst of the worst B horror movies out there. And I came across one the other night called Death Toilet. Now, the name in that alone just caught my attention. And it says like the catch line above it says, "You can runs, but BUTT you can't hide." And there's this picture of a toilet on there, and it says "Death Toilet," and it's like dripping blood and poo. And I thought this sounds absolutely amazing, and I ended up watching it because I subject myself to the worst of the worst. And I tell you, this movie was so bad, even I struggled to finish it. So I wrote a review for it. That review is going to be up this week at some time, so I'll be sharing that out. But yeah, it was bad. I can promise you, none of the movies on this list tonight are as bad as Death Toilet. So you can
What
take comfort
shocked
from that.
me is that there are sequels to Death Toilet.
Yes, there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
5 Death Toilet movies. The second one is just called Death Toilet number 2. Like, you got to do number 2. Number 3 is Death Toilet Duty Calls. The 4th one was Amityville Death Toilet, and then I don't remember what the 5th one is. That name has escaped me.
Did it ever explain the eyes?
No, what the best thing I could figure out is the eyes are just come out of the toilet when it's possessed. That's like the demon's eyes that manifests in the toilet. So
That doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't have to make sense in a B movie. Does not have to make sense.
Oh, you have a point. So I'm curious, did you also happen to cover, because you've been after me to watch it, especially this holiday season, the Creep Show Christmas special?
No, that one was I did not include it in this.
But you said you lied. You're lying. You said this was holiday horror.
I know, but here's what happened if you let me finish.
No.
There are movies that I'm going to mention tonight that I don't have slides for because I didn't have enough room on StreamYard to upload all of the slides that I want to go through. So that's one. We'll go ahead and start. The Creep Show Christmas special on Shudder. It is like Christmas meets werewolves. I'm not talking old Creep Show. There's a new Creep Show series on Shudder, and their Christmas special is really, really cool. So if you like werewolves, you need to check out the Creep Show Christmas special on Shudder. One of the other ones that I didn't have a slide for is came out in 2015. It's called A Christmas Horror Story, and it is the Legend of Santa Claus meets the Legend of Krampus. It is a Santa Claus versus Krampus movie that is just a lot of fun. PW Shudder you have to pay for. It's like $4.99 or $5.99 a month.
It's through Amazon Prime.
You can do it through Amazon, or you can do it on their on their website. I do mine as an add-on on Prime because it just makes it easier.
Same.
But yeah, have you seen that one, Bethany?
We saw it together. I remembered it, and it was also. Go ahead.
A Christmas Horror Story. We watched that one together.
We did, and we also, because we had followed it up with. Do you remember?
No. What did we follow it up with?
How can you not remember?
I don't know.
Krampus.
Oh, okay. We followed it up with Krampus.
You don't remember.
No. I remember we watched it.
We did. We watched both of them.
All right.
Because
So the
you would
next
set
one-
a theme.
Yes, a Krampus theme. And then we watched all those terrible Krampus movies. Or we tried to. There's like Mother Krampus, and there's all kinds of really, really bad B-movie Krampus movies. If you're on a Krampus kick, just get on Tubi and type in Krampus, and it's going to pull up a bunch of...
You're not going to mention the really bad Gary Busey one that we just watched recently.
It is on my list. Yes, it is.
Why? It was
Speaking of,
terrible.
let's get started. First up is Rare Exports. Okay, this one is a fun one.
You and I did not watch this together.
Yes, we have.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's
What's-
about this.
what's the fame-
There's this secret drilling project in northern Finland, and they uncover the tomb of Santa Claus.
Okay, yeah.
And then it releases like this this evil, and then the boy and his gang and family they're trying to fight off what they have unearthed. So this one is a really, really fun one. I enjoyed Rare Exports. Not scary, just a lot of good fun.
Yep.
The next one on my list is Better Watch Out. Now, this is, think of like babysitter horror meets Christmas. So this girl comes over, she's babysitting for, I think the kid's supposed to be like 12, 13, 14 years old in the movie. And they start to have kind of like this home invasion thing happen. But what I liked about this movie is there is this huge twist that you don't see coming at the end. So this one was a really, really good one that's high up there on my list for Christmas horror movies. And I think we've watched this one together too, Bethany.
Yeah. What year did it come out again?
It's not too terribly old. Let me pull it up here. 2016.
Yeah, I do remember. I remember this one a little bit. It wasn't bad.
Okay, the next one I have, this one is a newer one, and I've seen this, but Bethany, we have not watched this one together, so we will have to remedy that. This one is called The Lodge, and it is a very creepy type of Christmas horror movie that deals with ghosts. And this family, the dad marries a new girlfriend, and they go with the kids off to this remote lodge over the Christmas holidays. Then the dad has to leave. He has to go do some stuff for work, and he leaves the new girlfriend there to take care of the kids. And they're like in the middle of nowhere and isolated. This blizzard traps them in. And then inside their little lodge, they begin to somehow, I'm not going to give everything away, but they begin to summon these ghost-like specters and demon things, and they're locked in there with them, and they can't get out. It's got some cool twists along the way at the end. So this one, if you can get a hold of it, I'm trying to remember where I watched it. It may have been HBO Max that I watched this on, but this one is really, really fun. Really creepy parts into it. So definitely one that I would recommend. And this one, Bethany, what is this?
That's the one. Yes. Every year we watch this one.
This is the old Tales from the Crypt episode and All Through the House about the Killer Santa. Probably one of the most classic portrayals of Killer Santa out there, wouldn't you say? One of the most memorable ones?
Yes, and actually, you forgot to put up the picture of the I think it's 1972 movie.
I've got it. It's
That,
in there. It's on the list.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and talk about that one. Let me scroll down. Since you brought it up. There we go.
Yep, that's it.
Tales from the Crypt anthology. Got that same story in it. This is the 1972 Tales from the Crypt movie.
And it is featured in, I forget which issue of the comic book series.
Yes.
It's actually pretty true to the comic. Myself personally, I think I prefer the episode.
I do too.
To the segment in the movie, but to each their own.
Yep. Every little story in this anthology is all based on the comic.
Yes. Now, in the series, didn't the actress, I know she played Mrs. Walsh in The Goonies.
Yes.
And I believe she did die recently.
Oh, did she?
I think so.
Yep, there she is.
Mm-hmm.
Nice is my middle name, Mrs. Walsh. So, the next one. This one is hard to get a hold of. I haven't seen it in a while, and I've kind of been looking around to see if I can find it. It has been a long time. Tell me if you've seen this one. To All a Good Night. This one was made in 1980, and it is basically another maniac killer Santa on Christmas Eve. So there's going to be several Killer Santa movies on this one. Like I said, there's a million of them out there. I'm going to let you know which ones you should watch that aren't like total crap. They may be sort of crap, but they're not total crap. This one was a decent one from what I can remember. I'm hoping that I can hunt it down again over the holidays and find it. Have you seen that one, baby?
I don't remember if we have.
I'm gonna hop over here to the comments real quick, see if I've missed anybody. Hey, CC, welcome. Hey, bud. Glad that y'all are here with us. Y'all just be patient with me because when I'm doing the slides, I can't see the comments because I have to be on a separate tab in StreamYard to pull up the slides, but I will get back over and check in there periodically. PW said, yes, the actress who played her, she died recently. She doesn't know what of.
Yes, you and I have seen this one. This had the creepy Santa doll.
This one did?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was a good one. Hopefully I can locate this one again. The next one that I want to mention is another creepy Christmas horror movie. So if you like your Christmas horror with a shade of the demonic, get this foreign movie. See if you can find it, called Shiatan. It's been several years, well, actually more than several years, because this came out in 2006. It's been a good while since I've seen it. I've been trying to find it streaming, somewhere. But this is a really cool one. So basically, what you have going on here is a group of young people. They're like at this terrible, bad disco Christmas type party, and they're looking for something else to do. So they go with one of their friends. They go off to this place in the countryside, and they meet this kind of really weird, strange guy who is a Satan worshiper and has this big, huge night of devil worship planned. And they end up getting caught up with this guy, and then things just go downhill. So this one was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. So definitely, if you can get a hold of this one, it's one that you want to check out.
You and I do need to check it out. Isn't that the same guy that was in Maniac? No, he died. No, it looks similar, but no, it's a different actor. My bad. He died in the 80s, I believe.
Yeah. All right. The next one is one that Zeke recommends so bad it's good. This is Elves from 1989. You can actually find this. The only place to find it streaming on free right now is YouTube. This is just your very typical cheesy 80s creature feature about some killer elves at Christmas time. This one was fun. I actually, like I said, I found it on YouTube again, and it's been a while since I've seen it. So I've got that one planned for us to watch, Bethany. Aren't you excited?
Maybe.
Just say yes.
I don't know. You made me sit with you through the toilet movie, so.
Well, look, here's what you do about that. Now you know that is the worst of the worst. So nothing can be as bad as Death Toilet.
Yes, but keep in mind too, usually every time we start watching it, you start talking. That's when you decide to start talking. You're
Yes,
generally a very quiet, reserved guy until we put on a freaking movie, and then that's when you decide to start talking to me.
I know, because I get excited about the movie.
I know that, but I just want to watch the movie.
No, it's because you're not paying attention.
And I am paying attention.
No, I'll be like, Bethany, did you see that? Uh-huh. And then nothing happened in the movie. I just asked that to see what you'll say. And that's how I know you're lying to me.
Oh,
Bethany, did you see that? Uh-huh. I'm like, yeah, nothing happened. The dude's just tying his shoes.
All right, just hit the next movie.
Blondie.
Yeah.
On to you. Yep, Dustin is back in the chat, brother. We love you, man. All right. Next one. Dysfunctional family Christmas right here in this movie. This one, I've grown to like this one. My first viewing, I didn't care for it. But after watching it a couple more times, it kind of grew on me. They invite their neighbors over for like a Christmas dinner, and it just ends up being an absolute disaster, nightmare. Tempers flare, things come out, and it ends up turning into a holiday bloodbath. So I recommend this one if you haven't seen it. It's on a couple of streaming services right now, so it's not too hard to find. Have you watched that one yet, Bethany?
I believe I did watch it with you.
Okay.
And I think that was when you and I were like, "Nah."
Yeah.
But it could have been our mood.
This one came out in 2020.
Yeah.
I believe. And like I said, when we first watched it, I didn't care for it, but I went back and have watched it again recently, and it's kind of grown on me. So if you're looking for something different, check out Host. The next one I'm going to mention is real high up there on the list for me. This is one of my getting to be one of my favorite Christmas horror movies. This is called Retaliators. And what this one is about, you've got a guy who is a pastor, and that could be probably why I'm so drawn to it. And the mother has died and passed away, so he's got 2 young daughters. And after the Christmas Eve service, he's letting his oldest 17-year-old teenage daughter go out. And while she's at the gas station, she kind of runs into this really, really bad guy who's doing some things he's not supposed to. He's got a body in the trunk, and she sees it. So the guy ends up chasing her down and killing her. And then the pastor kind of gets on this vigilante spree and trying to hunt this guy down. And one of the homicide detectives aids him in trying to find the guy who did this and to capture him so that he can torture and give this guy what he deserves. There's some twists and turns in this one. It is really intense. It's really going to tug at your heart. It's well done. It's like the scenes there when the family, like when the dad, the pastor's going through the loss of his daughter, they're well acted and well done, and it'll really stick with you after it's gone. But the other cool thing about this one that I like, people know I'm a heavy metal fan, 5-finger death punches in this movie too. So that should seal the deal right there. Have you seen this one, Boo Bear?
Yes, I think you and I did watch this one. This one and the one before. These are more, I would say, a little bit serious, not as fun.
These are intense. And the next one that I am going to show you is really intense. It actually has the reputation of being one of the most extreme modern horror movies, and it just happens to take place on Christmas. Let me hop in chat real quick. I see we got some more stuff up there. Sable, welcome. Glad that you are here with us. We are going through my Christmas horror movie picks. So we're still going at it. Got a lot more good stuff to come, especially this one that I am talking about. So without further ado, the movie Inside. This is a extreme horror slasher film. A woman is pregnant and her husband has died, and it's around the holidays, and she has to protect her unborn child from this scissor-wielding maniac homicidal lady who wants her baby. And this movie is extremely intense and brutal.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, trigger warning.
Lots of trigger warnings on this one. If you have a squeamish stomach, or if really visceral scenes give you nightmares, you're going to want to skip this one. But oh my goodness, if you can sit through this and make it through this, it is intense. This one's high up there on my list.
I couldn't, and I remember you had asked me, and I didn't want to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mostly because of my own personal experience with being pregnant.
Yeah, if you are a lady who has had a rough pregnancy, you probably want to bypass this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing about this is it's not just all blood and guts. It is a survival horror movie, and they do an extremely well job of capturing the intensity and the feeling and emotion of what this lady's having to go through to try to save her unborn child from this. So it's not just about the visceral blood and guts. It's about the intensity of this entire situation and how well it is acted in this movie. All around great job, but full of trigger warnings. It's not a movie for everybody.
No, and even I refuse to watch it. We all have our limits.
I'm still trying to find what mine are.
You have them. Rom-coms. No, you like those actually. And musicals. You like musicals. Hey, did you happen to put The Legend of Hell House up? That technically is a Christmas movie.
Hell House?
Yes. It takes place at Christmas.
I don't have that one. I covered those when we talked about found footage movies that time.
The Legend of Hell House?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the found footage. The Legend of Hell House. No, I did not have that one on my list, but you're right.
Yeah, that's even according to the book, it takes place at Christmas.
Yes. Richard Matheson,
Mm-hmm.
Legend of Hell House. The movie was made 70s. I'm not sure what year.
Not either. Has Roddy McDowell in it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't remember the year, but it is the 70s. The movie is pretty decent. The book, however, it's my favorite Matheson book by far.
Mine too.
All right, Shannon, it's your bedtime. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, PW is like, oh, Zeke likes musicals. Oh, wow, really? Yes, I have a very broad taste of things.
Yeah, actually, when he was in high school, he was in quite a few musicals.
Mm-hmm. This is something y'all won't believe, especially with all the hair and the beard now. But my senior year, I was the lead role in The King and I played the king.
And so, I look like the king from The King and I whenever I pull my hair back in a tight bun.
I think I've actually picked on you about that before.
Yes, you did. You just started laughing and shaking, going, yeah, you do look like Yul Brynner in The King and I.
All in good fun.
Yeah, but I wasn't wrong.
All right. Let's keep getting through some of these movies. Hey, Kenneth. Welcome to the chat. PW's asking if I have videos. My mom does somewhere.
Yep, I've seen them.
And my brother and I have a couple homemade horror movies that we made.
I've seen that one too.
Yep. So
you have to play those on.
If I can find a way.
It's real easy. You just convert it from VHS and upload it onto the computer.
I know, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
Of course not.
All right. Next Christmas horror movie.
I remember this one.
This one is a lot of fun. Dead End. You've got a family that's on the road. They're traveling through the woods, trying to get where they're going for Christmas Eve, and they end up wanting to take this little shortcut. And then you've got a bunch of kind of weird things that start taking place. And like when they're driving, the father almost collides and they go off the road. And then they pick up this hitchhiker. And then after they do that, with the connection with the hitchhiker and these weird things and accidents that keep going along the road. I don't want to. I'm not going to say much more than that because that will give it away and that will be spoilers. But this is a very cool and original Christmas horror movie. So definitely check this one out. You can find it streaming on several services. I think it actually might be on Tubi for free. You have anything you want to add about that one? Bethany is silent, so we will move on. This is a classic Killer Santa movie, Christmas Evil from 1980. Nothing much to say about this one. If you like Killer Santa movies, this is a fun one. So you can, I think this might be on Shudder. I know you can find it streaming. So if you haven't seen this classic Killer Santa movie, you got to check it out. It's a lot of reminiscent like Silent Night, Deadly Night, which we'll cover here in just a minute. But it was actually before Silent Night, Deadly Night. Bethany, have you seen this one?
I have.
Mm-hmm. All right. Another one that I really, really liked and thought was original. This is more Christmas possession horror. I Trapped the Devil. What this one is about is this family gets together for Christmas dinner, and you've got the family together, and then like I think it's the brother and his wife kind of come in for a surprise visit because they're kind of estranged from the family. And what they find out is their family has this guy held hostage in their basement. And the guy that they have hostage claims that he is the devil himself. And so they're trying to decide what to do with this guy and decide whether or not he's just cuckoo out of his mind or if he is telling the truth. And you've got all of these weird kind of paranormal things that start to happen around the house. I love this movie. Another one that's high up there on my Christmas horror list. This one is on Tubi for sure. Did we watch this one together?
I don't know. I don't think so. We need to add this one to the list.
It's good. It's really good. I like this one. The next one. This is one of the all-time best Christmas horror movies, but not only one of the all-time best Christmas horror movies. It is one of the all-time best slashers ever made. And I think you know which one I'm talking about, Boo Bear.
Yep.
Black Christmas. I freaking love this movie.
This is usually what we watch on Christmas Eve, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep, go ahead. You're going to tell them about it? Or you want me to?
No, that was it. That was all I was going to say. I'm sorry.
No, I was giving you the chance to talk because I know you like this movie too.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what you have is you have this sorority and these girls in their sorority house, and they have all the Christmas Eve festivities going on, and they start to get some strange phone calls from this guy who I love the voice on the phone. It is so creepy.
It's that high-pitched one, right? Like a falsetto voice?
Yeah, it's like he goes back and forth between like really kind of like low and guttural to high and squeaky.
Mm-hmm.
People start dropping like flies around there, and the ending is really great. There's probably not too many horror fans out there that haven't seen this one. But if you haven't, you have got to watch this one this year. It is a must. Anything else you want to say about that one, baby? Margot
No.
Kidder's in it.
Who's in it?
Isn't Margot Kidder in that one? I'm pretty sure she is.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know we need to rewatch it. Again, we do every year.
Positive she's in that one. The next one is also on my list of all-time favorite horror movies. This is one me and the kids watch every year. It is Krampus, the 2015 version. This is not the crappy Krampus movies that are on Tubi. This was a really well done, high budget Krampus movie. Family get together at Christmas. It's almost like it reminds me. A lot of the scenes in it with the family get together reminds me of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and it's kind of like some of the humor has that vibe to it, except you throw Krampus in there. So like there a huge snowstorm hits, all the power goes out, and people start getting scared. Krampus starts roaming the streets and gets closer and closer to the home. This has killer gingerbread men in it that are freaking awesome. It also has some crazy killer elves in it as well. This movie is fantastic. Everything you would want in a Christmas horror movie. It's got humor. It's got blood. It's got creepy things in it. Though it's a little low on the blood and gore. It is a PG-13 horror movie, but it is still one of my favorite Christmas horrors out there. Anything to add on that one, baby?
No, I fully agree with you on that.
On Krampus. Let's see. I'm hopping over here into the chat. Yeah, thank you, PW, for putting some things in there about these films. CC gives Black Christmas a thumbs up. Next one. Another 80s slasher. Do not open till Christmas. Have you seen this one, baby?
Maybe. After a while, the problem with a lot of the slashers, even if they're really good, they do run together a little bit.
They do. A lot of people will get Don't Open Till Christmas, Christmas Evil, and Silent Night, Deadly Night kind of mixed around in their brain, and it's very easy to do. I actually have, I'll tell you what I have with this one. On DVD, I have the drive-through version of this. I have the actual movie that was shown in the drive-through when this came out, and it's got all of the old commercials in it, all of the old trailers. It is absolutely fantastic and fun to watch for none other than that reason. But what this one is about is you've got it takes place in Scotland. You've got this Scotland Yard inspector who is hunting down men dressed as Santa and killing them in different violent fashions. So our killer here is not a Santa killer. He is going around killing people dressed like Santa because he had some traumatic experience with Santa Claus when he was a kid. So a little bit of a different take on the Santa slasher. Does that one ring any bells for you?
Yeah, now it does.
It does. Okay. Another one that people may not have heard of that is worth watching, that is a Christmas horror movie and a pretty fun one, is The Children. This one came out in 2008, and basically two families, it takes place in the UK. So they gather on like this English estate late December around the holidays, and they're all sitting there. They've got their husbands, they've got their kids, and they're having all this great winter fun together as family, and then all of a sudden the children become sick and turn into these little zombie-like things and start wreaking hell and havoc over everything. So if you've seen the movie Cooties, this is kind of like Cooties, but not as funny. A little more serious, but is still about zombified killer kids, and it is definitely worth a watch. Does this one ring a bell for you, Bethany?
This one does as soon as you said British.
Okay. All right. I'll hop over to the chat real quick. Thank you, PW, putting that stuff in there. Appreciate you. Yes, CC. I have the drive-through version of that Don't Open Till Christmas movie. I should have pulled it out so I could have shown y'all. I don't know. I may show it next show. I'll have to go find it. The next one. This is one of Zeke's pick of So Bad It Is Good. Now, Santa's Sleigh. Can you see who was in that movie, Boo Bear? Who does that say up there?
Bill Goldberg?
Yes, the wrestler Goldberg
Oh
plays.
my gosh, I remember, and I'm like, this was one of those I remember, and I just kind of sat there with my mouth open for a good bit of it, but kind of fun. This is one of those, if you're overly stressed, kind of tired of the holidays, and you just need to kind of zone out, this is probably your best bet.
Yeah, I think this one is 2005. And again, So Bad It Is Good. And if you want to see Bill Goldberg like just body slamming people and sticking them through the head with icicles, this is the movie for you. So really enjoyed that one. Next one for us. You recognize this one, baby?
I do, but I didn't know this was a Christmas movie. Or do you mean that one segment?
That one segment.
Yep. Which actually, the segment you're talking about, it's based on a real murder.
Yes.
I don't know if it was haunted or not.
This is a great black and white movie, 1945?
46.
46. Yeah, 45, 46, somewhere around that time period. The segment in there with the murder. It's based on a true story. It takes place around Christmas time. I don't know if you can find this streaming anywhere.
Yes. Which streaming service?
Well, I don't know, just anywhere where people can find it.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. Maybe Screambox.
Is it Screambox?
Maybe if you type in Amazon, it's there, but you have to have I don't remember. I have it. I have so many. I think it's Screambox.
Okay.
But it is on Amazon, and it's really good. The whole movie it's one of my personal favorites, but yes, the segment that Zeke's talking about, it's a real murder. Ironically enough, it was a famous detective who knew who did it, but the family was very wealthy and they shut it up.
Yeah. It's good, especially I love old black and white movies, especially like murder mystery horror ones. This one definitely worth watching, not just for that one segment, but the whole thing. PW said it is on Tubi for free as well. So thank you for adding that. So Tubi, Amazon,
A
If you're,
lot of these movies, all you have to do is type them in and put where to watch, and it'll give you a list of where to watch.
yeah, and the majority of these are not hard to find at all. That's the cool thing about some of these Christmas horror movies is they usually don't get a lot of love like they should, and so they end up being on every freaking streaming service. Let's see what I have next. Oh, this is my Santa Jaws shirt. This one is up there for me. I love this movie. It's
I know you do. That was
so
why I
bad.
bought that for you last year for Christmas.
So bad, it's good. This
I just thought it was bad, but, again,
you have no palate for B movies like I do.
I do. It's just you will sit through utter turds.
This is not utter turds. This is Santa Jaws.
This is one of those, seriously, again, this is another, if you're overly stressed, overly tired, holidays are getting you down, you're depressed, this is a good escape.
You know what? Because you're dogging this movie, I from now on am going to say this is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Even though it's not, I'm just going to say it.
Again, with a tagline like, ho, 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 you son of a fish, it's just... What more can you say?
This movie is about a kid who wants to be a comic book artist. And he starts making this comic called Santa Jaws and sprinkle a little bit of Christmas magic in there. And his Santa Jaws starts coming to life in the ocean beach right by their house. And in good killer shark fashion, starts picking swimmers off and eating them. There is not a very sophisticated plot. It is totally off the wall. Nothing believable happens in this movie. But, nothing believable happens in Hallmark Christmas movies either, but people love that crap. So you put Christmas with a shark and you sprinkle some Christmas magic in there without any explanation, and you get Santa Jaws. What more can you ask for in a Christmas movie that celebrates the magic of Christmas? You have no response.
I never do when you go on your tirades.
My tirades are informative.
They ramble.
No, I'm not rambling.
You are rambling.
Not anymore. Next one. This one is slowly creeping up the charts and becoming a classic. Violent Night.
See, even you're getting them all confused. After a while, they do run together.
They all sound the same. Silent Night, Bloody
Yep.
Night, Violent Night. Oh my gosh, it's going to get tongue twister up in here. This one, I enjoyed it. It is about a group of mercenaries that attack this elite wealthy family, and Santa Claus has to save the day. So Santa Claus is just like this really badass in the movie who takes all of these people out. So don't mess with Santa Claus. So this is not a killer Santa. This is a Santa that can beat the snot out of you and take out a whole bunch of mercenaries trying to steal all these rich people's stuff. I really liked this one. Did you ever see it, baby?
Only parts of it. If I remember, this was more action.
It's a little, it's action horror. I mean, it's violent. Definitely violent.
Yeah, but it's not as, say, it's a bit more violent than, say, another Christmas movie that you did not mention that has had a lot of controversy as to whether or not it is a Christmas movie, Die Hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't classify Die Hard as horror.
No, it's not. And I wouldn't either. I'm just saying this is a bit more action, violent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't debate that this is not a Christmas movie. It is a Christmas movie because Santa is in it, and he kicks butt.
Santa with any kind of weaponry that's going to kind of kick.
Oh yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching Santa kicking butt. It was very satisfying. Another one that I have next on my list of Zeke, so bad it is good. And there are two of these. Jack Frost, about a killer snowman who comes to life and does nothing more than rip people to shreds.
That was my favorite.
It is so much fun. You see, I think, I don't know if it's the first one or the second one where these group of kids get what's coming to them. Oh, this one, there's two of them, and I think they're both on Tubi right now. So if you have never seen the Jack Frost movies, watch them. It will become a Christmas horror favorite for you. Easy, instant classic. It really knows the way to your heart during this Christmas season. Even Bethany likes it. No comment.
No, you cut out what?
I said this movie will easily find its way into your heart, and I said even you
Oh,
like
yeah.
it.
Yes, and yes, the one with the kids, that is the sequel.
Okay.
You and I stayed up. That was one of those. Yeah, that's another one of my favorite. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Keep on talking about Jack Frost.
No, go ahead.
Well, no.
We watched the first one and the second one. I think it was Christmas night.
Okay. Last year?
Yep. We watched 1 and 2.
Yep. I remember. Next one on the list, another classic that needs to be on your regular watch list for the holidays, Silent Night, Deadly Night. This is about a kid who sees his parents murdered by Santa and develops a complex, and he eventually snaps and becomes a killer Santa. Now, there are 5 of these movies, and I like them all except for the second one. The second one is not really worth watching. It's basically just a rehashing of the first one. It was kind of a cash grab. But 3, 4, and 5 all take place on Christmas. They don't have anything really to do with Killer Santas. They just kind of use the title, but they are all Christmas-based horror movies and a lot of good B-movie fun. I actually have...
You know it's rude to turn away from the camera when you're on a live show.
I don't care. Since when have you done anything?
It's rude. You're off camera. You're distracted.
I've got the, I wanted to show my VHS of Silent Night, Deadly Night, but I think it's on the other shelf, and it's too far away for me to go get.
Well, we can see the movie poster.
Yeah, no, I have part 3 on VHS. I want to show them the cover.
Why didn't you just splice it like a collage? Like
I didn't have time, and I didn't have enough space. You can only put so many pictures on here.
You could have spliced it into one picture.
I didn't see you offering to help me.
You didn't ask.
Anyway, the next one, Blondie.
And
Let me hop in the chat and see if I miss anything.
keep in mind, people, I can't see any of you in chat, so I have no idea what's going on.
CC's, yeah, Jack Frost. CC agrees. PW is still hitting in there the chat with all of the facts and actors and years by the movies. Thank you, PW. So much appreciated. This one, next one, Bloody Christmas. Killer animatronic Santa Claus.
Reminds me of the Futurama episodes with the robotic Santa.
Yep. So what happens in this one is the girl, Tori, I think is her name, in this, the main character, she just wants to get blackout drunk and have a good time for Christmas. And then what ends up happening is the animatronic Santa Claus at a nearby toy store goes haywire and goes on a killing spree. So this is like Willy's Wonderland with the animatronics. This is like Willy's Wonderland meets Christmas. So this is a highly enjoyable film. I will say though, trigger warning on this one: if you are offended by profanity, stay away from this one. It is laced with cuss words. Like every other word is a profanity. So if that gets to you, then skip this one. But if not, then this is definitely one. If you enjoy killer animatronic Santas, then go for it. Did you watch this one, or did I watch that one just on my own?
No, I think we both did. I think after a while the profanity even got to me. I mean, think Scarface. It was every other word was F F F F. Yeah.
Yes, and it my issue with it is that it was so distracting. It took away from the dialogue and what was going on because it was so over the top. With the profanity, it actually took away from the movie.
Yeah, after it all sounded this like you couldn't even distinguish what they were saying because they were using, there were more cuss words than verbs.
Yeah, it's like the F word in this movie in one sentence can be used as an adjective, noun, and a verb.
Right.
So, yeah, that's one of the major flaws of that movie. The next one, Saint. This one is a lot of fun. I think this one came out in 2010. It's another foreign horror, like A Christmas Horror Story and Rare Exports. And basically what happens is there's a full moon, takes place in the Dutch territories. I think it takes place in Amsterdam. And what happens in a full moon happens around Christmas, and it brings Santa Claus back to life. Now, that would be all and good for a very Merry Christmas, but we're not having a very Merry Christmas. This is a horror movie. And so our Santa that comes to life, does he want to go give presents to the little kids? No, not our Santa. He wants to kill as many children as possible at Christmas time. So this is a very heartwarming, family-friendly movie, let me tell you. But it is, I'm being sarcastic for anybody who doesn't pick up on that. But this is a fun one. I enjoy this one. Have you seen it, baby?
I think you and I did try to watch it.
Yep. So PW, are you saying Christmas Bloody Christmas is on Tubi as well? I know it's on Shudder. Is that which one you're talking about, PW? Yeah, see, Cece knows what I'm talking about with Saint. PW, that's a different one. The Saint movie I'm talking about is from 2010, I believe it is, and it's a Christmas killer Santa Claus movie.
Again, typing in where to watch will also kind of point you, whether it's on Tubi or Prime or even YouTube. You can rent from YouTube.
All right. We're going to kind of keep going here. We have a few more, actually more than a few more to cover. Another Christmas anthology. All the Creatures Were Stirring. This one is, it's okay. It was worth putting on the list. It's worth a watch. If you've seen everything else on the list that I'm recommending and haven't seen this one, and if you like anthology style horror, then check this one out. It's not too shabby. I think, have we watched this one together? I want to say we have.
We did.
Okay. The next one, this one is so good. I love this movie, The Advent Calendar. It is another foreign horror. And if you haven't noticed, foreign horror just kicks American horror butt so many times, especially in the realm of Christmas movies. And this one came out in 2021, and basically this lady, our head actress, the main character in the movie, she gets this wooden sort of antique looking advent calendar, and she thinks, oh, it's just going to be this fun little countdown for Christmas, and it's filled with all these nice little sweets. But what happens is, with every door that she opens and every candy that she unwraps, there are rules. And so this sort of supernatural paranormal game begins to ensue and get deeper and deeper with every door that she opens. And it's kind of like one of those things, once you open the advent calendar and start, you gotta go, or you're royally screwed. You gotta try to make it all the way through. So this one is very original. I highly enjoyed it. It's definitely on my list of must-see Christmas horror movies for sure. And I don't know if we watched this one together, have we?
No, we didn't.
Okay. Well, we can remedy that and watch that one this year. You want to do that?
Do I have a choice?
No, you do not have a choice.
See, so we'll do it.
Yep. See, okay. PW says All the Creatures is on Tubi and AMC. Advent Calendar is on there as well, and Cece agrees that foreign horror is where it's at as well. Next one on my list. This is starring everybody's favorite scream queen, Dee Wallace from Critters, Red Christmas. And this one is kind of another family-oriented Christmas where a stranger shows up at the door, and this family makes the mistake of letting the stranger in the house at Christmas time. And so that it kind of plays off that, everybody wants to be compassionate and help people at Christmas, but you got to be careful who you help. And she ends up having to try to protect her family from this guy who kind of knows some things about the family, and secrets are getting revealed, and things just escalate. It's one of those ones where the tension keeps building the entire time, and more things are slowly revealed. So this is a pretty decent one to watch. Have you seen it, baby?
This one, yes.
Okay.
I saw Red Christmas.
All right, we'll run through these next two real quick. P2, this one is a Christmas movie that takes place in a parking garage. Basically, this girl is working late on Christmas Eve, and she goes down to get her car. It doesn't start, and the security guard's trying to help her out and everything. And then she's getting chased by this maniac trying to kill her. This is one of those movies that you go into it not expecting much, and it ends up surprising you. And so is this next one, ATM. These 3 people get stuck in an ATM around Christmas time, because it's like one of those little building ATMs, and they're stuck outside with this guy who was stalking them and trying to kill them. Again, these last two are some that, if you've seen everything else, check these out. But these were ones that I was surprised that I liked. I went in not expecting much, and I was pleasantly pleased with how they turned out. Hey, Izzy, welcome. Glad that you were here with us. We're talking about some of my Christmas horror movie recommendations. Well, not some of them, actually a lot of them. I have quite an extensive list. But we are dwindling towards the end of this list very quickly. You ready for the next one, Boo Bear?
Go for it.
Okay, this next one. This one is Bethany's all-time favorite Christmas horror movie. It was an instant classic for her as soon as we watched it together. The Gingerbread Man. This one stars everybody's favorite psycho actor, Gary Busey. Bethany, tell us why you love this movie so much.
I think the picture pretty much sums up everything about this movie.
Bethany was a huge fan of this movie.
No, I wasn't. I think my words were something like I couldn't tell if this was to feed Gary Busey's addiction or helped him in rehab. It was insane.
Yes, it is. Think Child's Play, except with a gingerbread man.
Yep.
Gary
That's
Busey,
exactly what it is.
Gary Busey is a psycho killer, and he dies, and his soul goes into a gingerbread man.
Nothing that a nice cool glass of milk being poured on it so it's nice and soggy wouldn't cure.
This is one that the majority of people listening will probably not like this one, and they will go and watch it, and then they'll curse me and be like, Zeke, this movie is absolutely terrible. Why do you have it on your list? I have it on my list because it is absolutely terrible, and it is memorable because it is Gary Busey.
Yes, actually, if Gary Busey were not in this, nobody would want to see this.
No, it is worth just watching Gary Busey. Like, all you have to tell me to get me to watch a movie without knowing what it's about, if you just mention people like Bruce Campbell, all you got to do is say the name. I'm down. The other one is Gary Busey. You say Gary Busey, I don't care. I'm going to watch it so I can get a good laugh. Because you're sitting there watching in the film and you're thinking, like, how many times did he go off script? Like, how many times did they have to shoot this one shot to keep Gary Busey focused? So, Gary Busey. We mentioned the old Tales from the Crypt. Another 70s slasher. This is Silent Night, Bloody Night. Again, another Silent Night movie in the name to get confused with all the 1,000,001 other ones out there. This one was made in 1972. It is a slasher, and it follows some murders that take place around Christmas in a small New England town. So this guy, what's cool about this one is this guy inherits a family estate, which was once, at one time, an asylum. So this one is a classic Christmas slasher horror psycho movie. And it's easy to find streaming anywhere. Have you seen that one?
I don't know. I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think you and I watched it. You always wanted to watch that. You never really like watching the vintage ones with me. It's usually the more modern, disturbing ones, or the god-awful ones, or the depressing ones.
Well, we can watch the vintage one. Well, since you haven't seen that, we can watch that one. How about that?
That works.
All right. Now, everybody knows what a huge found footage movie fan I am, so I had to include a found footage movie on this list. And do you know that there is a found footage movie that takes place during Christmas, Bethany. Did you know that?
No.
Well, now you do. The Christmas tapes. This one is a lot of fun. Again, you have a stranger whose car is broken down, and he comes to these people's door on Christmas Eve, and they have the tradition of giving away one present. And in order to have a found footage movie, you have to have a reason for somebody to film. And so the reason in this movie is that the daughter just got a new video camera because she wants to be a filmmaker and an actress. So she's filming everything. Stranger comes to the door. He comes in, ends up pulling a gun, ties all the family up, and then makes them watch some of his homemade snuff films that he has acquired over the years. And this is actually a pretty good found footage movie.
Well, it should. It has Vernon Wells in it.
Yeah.
The Road Warrior.
Yep. This is a good one, folks. What more can you ask for? Christmas horror meets found footage. There you go. I don't remember where I watched this one at. It's streaming somewhere. PW will probably be able to find that for us and put it in there.
And if you forget what either Zeke or PW said, just again, type in where to watch.
Yep. Just Google it. The
Yep.
last one, or actually, no, I have two more. Second to last one. This is one that I finally watched last night. Started it with Bethany, and she fell asleep. But I finished it. Red Snow.
Oh, yeah, that was why I fell asleep. I didn't care for it.
Well, you didn't let it get going. That's why.
Okay, here's why. You will power through. You are one of the few moviegoers. Now keep something in mind for everybody in chat or anybody listening. Zeke will power through. I give it about 15, 20 minutes, and then I'm like, all right, if it's dead in the water, it's dead in the water. He will power through for the whole thing. So I give it about 15, 20 minutes before I'm like, am I going to call it or not?
Yeah, you tapped out a few minutes too soon. So
It
basically,
took a while. I'm sorry. I was bored.
now I will say this movie starts off like it is a Hallmark movie.
Even you said, to be fair, I'm only giving it a few minutes before I'm going to shut it off.
Yes, this movie, to be fair to Bethany, it started off like this cheesy Hallmark Christmas movie, and I'm sitting there thinking like, oh boy, like what did I start? But then about 20, 25 minutes into it, it picks up. So what happens is you have this vampire hunting group called the Severon group, and they are trying to hunt down and eliminate the vampires. And this lady goes out to her mom's cabin at Christmas time because her mom has passed away or something like that. So she's doing Christmas out there. And anyway, she comes across the wounded vampire that the Severon group tried to kill with a crossbow and holy water. So she ends up bringing him and keeping him in the garage. And she is a horror author who loves writing about vampires. So she's immediately taken with this guy and wants to get the inside scoop of what being a vampire is really like so that it can help her with her novels. And so the whole time this movie's going on, you're sitting there watching it, and it gives that tension of, can she really trust this guy, or is he stringing her along with something sinister planned? And that's kind of the tension and the plot there that you're trying to figure out. It ended up being a very enjoyable Christmas movie. Not top tier on my list. Definitely not Krampus or Black Christmas material, but it is a vampire Christmas movie that is pretty good and worth watching.
Again, I was not impressed.
Well, you didn't give it enough time.
I gave it almost a half an hour and then I was out.
Yeah, well, you should have stuck through it a little bit longer, Blondie.
Time is precious.
Oh, see, look, Cece says Gingerbread Man is awesome. And it is on Tubi. Thank you, PW. That's where we watched it. And Red Snow, PW has it in there, is on Tubi and Prime. This will always be known as the Christmas movie that Bethany bailed on.
All right, what's your last one?
My last one. I watched this for the first time today, and it is on my list of one of my favorite Christmas movies. I have a new awesome one to add to my list. You ready for this? This combines Christmas with the Antichrist, with the end of the world. And again, the reason it is so good is because it is a foreign horror movie. The Day of the Beast.
We have not watched that one together, but
I know. We're going to
like
watch it together.
I would
because
like to.
It is that good. Now, this one, what is so great is it's a very serious, but yet it's very darkly comical.
Which country?
I think this one was it's in Spanish, but I don't know if it was Spain or Argentina. I don't remember. Maybe PW will find it when she is looking it up and putting it in there, and can let everybody know. But what makes this movie so great is this priest figures out that the Antichrist is going to be born Christmas Day, right? It's kind of, Christmas is about the birth of Jesus. And so what happens is, obviously, the Antichrist wants to mock that. So Satan's going to have the Antichrist be born on December 25th. So this priest figures it out. Now, the only problem is the priest knows that this baby Antichrist is going to be born, and he wants to kill it to save the world, but he doesn't know where it's going to be born. So what would any logical thinking person do if they want to know Satan's secret? Well, obviously, the answer is right there in front of you. You just sell your soul to the devil. So this priest wants to get inside information from Satan. So what he's going to do is sell his soul to the devil so that he can find out where the Antichrist is going to be born and go and kill this baby. Now, he's trying to figure out how to do that throughout the movie, and nobody is wanting to tell him how to do that. So he goes to this kind of occultist guy who's like really popular on TV, and that is a kind of a subplot within and of itself. I'm not going to give away what goes on with those two, but what I love the best is the first person that he consorts and wants to talk to about it. We're going back to the satanic panic years, baby. This movie was made in 1995, a little bit after that, but who knows about getting possessed by the devil? Why? Heavy metal people do, right? So this guy goes to a heavy metal record store to try to find some heavy metal records that will tell him how to get possessed by the devil. And, there's some backmasking in there with the records, and he's trying to look for messages and stuff. Well, anyway, he gets to be real buddy with the owner of the record shop, and they're kind of trying to figure this whole thing out together to stop either stop the birth of the Antichrist or kill the Antichrist when he is born. This one was just over the top, fantastic, crazy, outlandish, all in one. This was a good one.
It takes place in Madrid.
Madrid, okay. So it was Spain. Spanish and Italian. Okay. But that is my list, everybody. That's all I got. Those are my horror movie recommendations. So you've got enough on there to, if you start now, you have enough for every day. You know, watch one a day, because I think I probably gave about 40 plus movies. Maybe that many.
Countdown to Christmas.
Yep. So y'all get on it. Let's give I'm going to run through these really quick one more time. The slides I didn't have that I mentioned were a Christmas horror story. I didn't have a slide for that one. 2015, I believe it is, Santa versus Krampus. And the Creep Show Holiday Special. I could not fit on there. And you can find that one on Shudder. And here we go. Rare Exports. Better Watch Out. The Lodge. Tales from the Crypt episode and All Through the House. To All a Good Night. Shiaten. Elves. Host. Retaliators. Inside. Trigger warning on that one. Dead End. Christmas Evil. I Trapped the Devil. Black Christmas. Krampus. Don't Open Till Christmas. The Children. Santa's Sleigh. Dead of Night. Santa Jaws. Violent Night. Jack Frost 1 and 2. Silent Night, Deadly Night. Recommend all of those, all 5 of those, but the second one. Christmas, Bloody Christmas. Trigger warning on that one for the profanity. Saint. All the Creatures Were Stirring. Advent Calendar. Red Christmas. P2. ATM. Bethany's Favorite, The Gingerbread Man. Tales from the Crypt. Silent Night, Bloody Night. Christmas Tapes. Red Snow. And Day of the Beast. Whew. It's a lot of them for you to watch.
And again, just Google where to watch. You'll find out where you can stream it or purchase whatever you want.
So, but yeah, that is my list, and this stream will be up if you need to go back to it on the channel. It will be there, so you can go back and keep checking it, because you're probably not going to remember all this. And if you think about Christmas horror movies you want to watch, remember this show, go back to it and scroll through again and see what you want to watch. So thank you, PW, for helping out in the chat with giving where to find those and the dates and the actors and actresses in them. Thank you so much for that. And Boo Bear.
What?
You know, there's a Gingerbread Man too. Ginger Dead Man. Sorry, not Gingerbread Man. Ginger Dead Man. Yeah, there's a second one. You want to watch it? No response? I have made her speechless. Ginger Dead Man 2. We're gonna watch that one. I think she may be having trouble on her end.
You keep cutting in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. What I was saying is there is a Ginger Dead Man 2.
I know, and I told you, pass.
No, we're gonna watch it.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are. Just to give everybody a little preview of what is to come this week. Tomorrow night, I will be back with an episode of Southern Discomfort, and we are going to start a series talking about the infamous Necronomicon from the Evil Dead movies and the writings of H.P. Lovecraft. So I'm going to start this series off tomorrow with the Evil Dead movies. And we're going to be specifically looking at the Necronomicon when it comes to how it's used in the Evil Dead movies and how possession by a deadite actually takes place. It's kind of a little, starting off with a little bit of fun here with it. And so what we're going to see with the Evil Dead movies is there's some kind of changing a little bit of rules, but there is a very good reason for why some of these rules don't match up. And we're going to look at that. Then we're going to take a little bit of a more serious turn and look at the writings of H.P. Lovecraft and talk about him a little bit and kind of his use of the Necronomicon, and we're going to go and talk about the 13 gates of the Necronomicon. But I will not be giving the information to people on how to open those gates. I was talking to Dustin about that earlier, and we were like, yeah, no way we're putting that information out there because we are not stupid enough to give people that information, because you always have some that are dumb enough to not know what they're doing and go try it on their own and end up getting and conjuring something up that they have no business with. So while we'll be talking about the 13 gates, and we'll also be looking at whether H.P. Lovecraft was a genius or a madman, we will not be giving out how to open those 13 gates because I will not be responsible for somebody else's stupidity. But that's what's coming up. And I decided that what we're going to do, instead of doing Immortal Shadows Thursday night, right? We said we weren't going to do anything for Thanksgiving. We're going to move it to Sunday. So I'll be free actually that Sunday night. So I will be able to move it to Sunday night like it used to be, but just for this 1 week. So I will be back with Southern Discomfort Tuesday night, like it normally is. And then this week only, Immortal Shadows is going to be Sunday night. And we are going to be looking at Revelation chapter 5. So that's what you can expect this week. You got anything, Boo Bear?
Sweet dreams, everybody.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for being in the chat. Dustin sends his love to you tonight. He is occupied taking care of some stuff this evening, but he definitely sends his love. I know y'all saw him in here in the chat, but just know that we all appreciate the support that you give us. We thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight and getting some good Christmas horror movie recommendations. Bethany recommends that if you're going to watch any of them, watch Ginger Dead Man with Gary Busey. That is her pick. So we should have a thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Bethany's Christmas horror movie pick for 2023, Ginger Dead Man, starring Gary Busey.
What I love is you don't even let me pick out the movies I'd want to watch. You pick it for me.
No. Let's just inform people here. I offer every night, like texting her, Boo Bear, what do you want to watch tonight?
No. And do you know what he does anytime I recommend it? No, not that one. Pick another one.
No.
Yes. No,
I
not that
text
one. Pick
her.
another one.
And I'll do the same thing again tonight. I'll say, what do you want to watch tonight? Oh, I don't care. You pick.
I'll pick it, and no, let's watch something else.
No, you pick it tonight. Now you're called into account on the live show. All right, y'all. Bethany has to pick out our movie tonight.
Fine.
She picks it.
Fine. You got it.
Christmas horror movie or whatever.
Probably a whatever. I'm not really in the mood for.
Your pick.
All right.
And then I can come back tomorrow night and we'll let people know how that went.
Fine.
Fine. You're good with that?
Yes, I'm good with that because I have a list of movies I want to watch.
Well, good. Why are you just now telling me this?
Because you complain about every single one that I pick out. No, we're not watching that one.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
No,
not that one.
You picked out last time we were together in person. You picked out Hellhole, and that was a great one.
Yeah, that you wouldn't have watched otherwise.
That's not true. The only reason I wouldn't have watched is because I don't have Netflix.
That sounds like a you problem.
I have everything else, though. Netflix is hit or miss for me sometimes. That's why I don't do it.
My little ones like Netflix.
Yeah. See, mine are older, so they like Hulu. All the TV shows on there.
I prefer Netflix and whatnot versus them being on YouTube.
Yeah, I get that. So we are going to go ahead and call it a night, everybody. Stick around. We're going to play our inspirational video like we always do. I got to scroll up to find it through the 100 million pictures I put on here tonight. I got to go back and take all those off because I took up the whole thing. You can't add anything else on here. So I'm going to have to go do some deleting after we end the live stream. Where is the video? All right. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. We will be back live again tomorrow night, starting to talk about the Necronomicon and the Evil Dead movies. Anything before we go, Boo Bear?
Sweet dreams.
All right. Thank you, everybody, and we will see y'all tomorrow night.
Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know, I don't know. Tell me, have I lost my mind? Nowhere to go, so far from home. Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know, I don't know. Tell me, have I lost my mind? So I break these walls and hold